Once you've parked at the Lunadee car park, you're looking for the path at the far back of the car park. This will initially take you through a wooded area. Crossing over a wooden promenade before going through a wooden gate, eventually reaching a large vehicular track, taking a left turn onto this. There are a number of blue painted posts leading to this point. Continue along this track, it's generally flat most of the way. You'll cross a bridge over the river and continue. You pass the Bob Scott Memorial Hut on the left hand side down by the river. Eventually reaching Derry Lodge, which you can see is on the right hand side just through an area of trees. It's all boarded up so it's quite obvious. This part of the walk is just under 3 miles. So just over 3 miles in, just gone past the Derry Lodge, straight over the bridge and then straight through the mossy foresty area, about 450 metres up. Just continue along this route. So we're going to the right of this crag just here, and the views right down the Derry Lodge, where we've just come from. Stunning. Once through the wooded area, we're about 3.6 miles in, 1700 feet up. This section is open and rocky, but is a well looked after section with plenty of rock steps to guide you. Once you get past this point, you will see the summit of Cairngorm, distinctive in the distance and in most parts a worn route heading directly towards it. Keeping to the right, avoiding heading to the summit, you'll have a great view and a steeper look down into Derry. At about 2,800 feet and 5 miles into your walk, there is a small rock to climb over, which will bring you past Cairngorm and onto much flatter ground. At this point, the climb is a lot more gentle, but on this occasion I got no break from the wind. You can see and aim for the southern summit of Derry Cairngorm, but the path is much more worn. You'll cross an area of boulders on approach and it's best to keep to the east, before making a final ascent to the summit cone over many rocks. Continue along the ridge over more boulders, before the descent starts, picking up a faint path in the distance. You'll see small domed summit in the distance. Keep to the west side, following a fainter grassier track, which will eventually lead you to an amazing view of a loch in the distance. So this is the loch, and you can see footpath. It's going to take us up to the second Munro. Once the loch is in sight, you've made a right turn and you can see the second Munro ahead. You will initially descend towards a little section of the loch. You will see the river which you need to cross, and you can see a path directly ascending opposite, taking you towards Munro 2. The climbing section is mainly on well placed rocks with some gravelled sections. It's fairly steep to begin with, but will level off. Once the route starts to level off, you will see large toes, and although these are not far off being the same height as the summit, you still over half a mile to go to the northeast. This is where you will see the further toes, with the one at the northeast being the largest and the summit. To reach it, scramble the toe at the far side and brace the winds at the very top. Now return down to the loch, taking a left, crossing the river and then following it downhill, with the burn on your left hand side. You pass the Hutchinson Memorial Hut before crossing the Derry burn over a footbridge. Follow the path where you will cross another burn which adjoins to the Derry burn. Eventually the ground is pretty flat and the Derry burn distances itself for a short time before the route takes you back to the edge of the burn. There are two routes, both leading back to Derry Lodge. I stayed to the left and followed the burn as the bridge was closed for safety. Eventually you'll reach Derry Lodge and simply follow the track back to the car park you originally came over.